This morning, USDA did once again update us with their typical surprises, but I would say overall that the production number did not come down as much as the trade was anticipating. We're getting a pretty big argument, I guess, in the trade as far as what the harvested acres will come down, and we did see a reduction in that. We came from 88.9 million acres in the last report down to 87.4. The yield did come down to 123.4 bushel per acre. So that was, down from 146 in the last report. So that's a pretty big drop for USDA as far as you look at two back-to-back reports. Definitely the drought taking its toll. But I think as you look at the numbers and really break down then the demand side of the equation, the big drops in ethanol from 4.9 billion down to 4.5. We see exports now all the way down to 1.3 billion and probably getting smaller as the year goes on. Of course, the big drop in feed doing the demand destruction in the feed side of the equation happening as we speak. And that went from 4.8 billion down to 4.075. So solving for the minimum pipeline supply, 650 million bushel, USDA just had to really shellac the demand side of the equation. What I thought was interesting from this report, though, isn't necessarily just the production number in itself, but I look back at what our carryout for this last year is now, which this crop year ending here in August, we're dealing with over 1 billion bushel carryout. So again, we had estimates throughout the year of seeing something 650 to 750 million bushel. And again, the job of rationing's been done. The inverse did its job. We're carrying over 1 billion bushel. Also, what I thought was interesting was the price projections from USDA. They raised the price projections. Last month, we were 540 to 640 for the expected range, the average to fall in. This month, 750 to 890. So raising it $2 to $2.50 a bushel. And of course, with the current futures market up here around 825, 830, that seems to fit very well with those projections. Some of the state-by-state numbers were interesting also.
Right now,
Iowa at 141. So basically, it's Iowa, Minnesota carrying the corn crop for this next year, and the market's got to figure out how to get that crop out of those two states to satisfy whatever demand we're going to have around the Midwest. On the bean side of the equation, I'd really say no major surprises, except, again, harvested acres. Previously, we were 75.3 million, now down to 74.6. Probably still have some room to come down on harvested acres there. The yield slashed pretty dramatically, more than what the trade was even expecting, 36.1 bushel per acre. And, so you're looking, I thought the real key number was, as far as an over and under on production was 2.7 billion bushel, and we came in down below that, 2.692. Minimum pipeline supply, even really, I think, ending stocks lower than what's minimum pipeline supply at 115 million. And again, just slashing demand all the way through there just to solve for that carryout number. Price projection, 15 to 17. The export number is probably the one we got to be most concerned about at just 1.1 billion bushel. Last month we were 1.37, and this last year closer to 1.35. Are the Chinese really going to slow down up here at these price levels? That's going to be the key component for the market to solve as we go through time. Also, over time, we're going to see a huge response in the world market with acres. Those numbers were all reflected by USDA here today with raises in production in China, raised Brazil soybeans, and that's going to be something we have to battle as we go through this next winter, all the production increases, and then is Mother Nature going to cooperate next year? That's really the million-dollar question for the market.